we are jumping right into a replay against my friend DJ that we played earlier today on his stream. I'll add all of their links in the description below, so feel free to check them out. As you might have guessed, I am playing Spright Synchro against his Dragon Link deck. Of course, we open with Lubellion to add Magnamit to our hand. Magnamit banishes the Lubellion to summon itself. Assault Synchron summons itself, and then we can Synchro into Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler mills 5, and we actually hit everything that we wanted. We found the best normal summon of the deck, which is Cyber's Gadget. So when this is normal summoned, we can target one level 2 or lower monster from our graveyard to summon it. So this includes Spright Red or Shinobi Necro that will be in the grave shortly. So we tribute Chaos Ruler to summon Lubellion. Assault Synchron triggers to banish itself to summon back Chaos Ruler. And then they use Druid Swarm to banish our Chaos Ruler. This is all fine. Lubellion effect to activate Branded Regained. Cyber's Gadget summons back Shinobi Necro from the grave, and then we link off the Cyber's Gadget into Lingaribo. So what this does is when Cyber's Gadget is sent to the grave, it can summon a level 2 token. And we can easily do that just by linking it into our Lingaribo. Lingaribo is nice because we can now turn off their trap cards like Imperm if they wanted to activate it on our turn, or if they had some turn 0 plays with Labyrinth. So you can see how Cyber's Gadget is just so good in a Spright deck. It just summons a level 2 monster from our grave when normal summoned, and then when it leaves the field it gives us a level 2 token. This level 2 token is important because now we can summon this new card, Ringo Worm, from our hand. So whenever there's a non-effect monster on the field, we can summon this from our hand. And then on our main phase, if we Synchro summon this turn, we can banish this card from the grave, and we can summon one token that's also level 2 and is considered a tuner. Right, so we summon Ringo Worm, and then we Synchro into Cupid Pitch. Cupid Pitch lowers its level by 2, so then we can use it to Synchro into a 10 with Lubellion. And then we Synchro into Bystial Dissipator. So then when Cupid Pitch is used as Synchro material, we get to add Crow to our hand, which can then special summon itself if we have a dark monster on the field. Dissipator has two effects. The first one is once per turn we can target one banished light or dark monster and then we can summon it to our field. That's why we didn't really care about Chaos Ruler getting banished, because now we can bring it back, and once it goes back into the grave, we can then use its effect to summon itself by banishing a light or dark from our hand or grave. So as we summon Chaos Ruler back, we then summon Caligo Crow from our hand, and then we use Shinobi Necro and Chaos Ruler to Synchro into another 10. And this time we are going for Barone. So now Ringo Worm banishes itself from the grave to summon another token. This triggers Regained, and we get to draw Spright Blue, which we then use to add Spright Jet to our hand. We link 2 off into Masquerena, summon Jet, this adds Smashers. Now we overlay into Gigantic. Gigantic effect, summoning Carrot, and this also prevents them from using additional Bystials or even using Nibiru. But we already had a monster negate in the form of Barone, so it didn't really matter. So here we just cleared the board using Barone to pop the Druid Swarm. I did chain Dissipator here, which I didn't need to. All this is doing is shuffling back a monster from our banish zone back into our deck. If we wanted to negate a monster effect, we would have to shuffle back one of our opponents banished monsters, but since I didn't have that, I just thought, why not just shuffle back a Lubellion? And we still get to negate a Druid Swarm by using Called By. We just set Smashers and pass. So what does this board end on? We end on Lingaribo in case they have Imperm or evenly matched. We can link with IP into Unicorn or Goddess. We have a Spell Negate, an Omni Negate, a potential Monster Negate now that they have a banished monster, potentially a draw off Regained. Smashers can banish one of their cards, and if that wasn't enough, we have Duel and Druid Swarm in our hand. So they normal summon Seyfert, and then of course we just banish it because we don't want to deal with it. We get to draw one card, another Bystial, and it was over. So now this time, we are going to see how we can OTK under Maxx C when going second. So they open with Lubellion to add Magnemite, and they just set Beast and pass. We use our own Lubellion to add Magnemite. We use Magnemite first, so then they can't chain their Bystials if they had any, which they did, and then they chain their own Maxx C. So we tribute the Magnemite away for Lubellion. Lubellion effect to add Regained. Gadget summons back the Maxx C. And then again we link it off for Lingaribo, which will now trade for their trap card on board. Gadget summons a token. They use Magnemite to banish our Magnemite, which then lets us draw one card. And we got access to Ready Fusion. We special summon red and then use Ready Fusion. So what does Ready Fusion do? At the cost of 1000 life points, we can summon a level 6 or lower normal monster from our extra deck. So we play two targets. We have Alvain, which is a level 2 tuner, and the other target is Sandwich, which is a level 6 non-tuner. So depending on what we need, if we needed a tuner or just a way to summon more sprites on the board, we can start with Alvain. Otherwise, if we already had like a tuner on board and we just needed a level 6 so then we can go into Chaos Ruler, then we would summon Sandwich. So this card is pretty good. Now to use Baldrake, which we then negate with red because we don't want them to banish any of our monsters, as we are trying to OTK them this turn, otherwise we will lose with all that card advantage that they have. Synchro 2 into Cupid Pitch. Pitch increases its level by 2, which then Synchro summons into Chaos Ruler. Chainlink 1 Pitch, Chainlink 2 Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler will mill 5. And we did find the Assault Synchron and Ringo Worm. So we add the Assault Synchron to our hand, and then we add Crow again from Cupid Pitch. Assault Synchron tries to summon itself, and then they use Druid Swarm to banish our Ringo Worm. So we could have just used Ringo Worm first to banish itself, and then they wouldn't have been able to chain Druid Swarm to it. So here they are activating Branded Beast to tribute the Druid Swarm, which destroys one monster and then sends another special summon monster to the grave. But again, we had Lingaribo to prevent at least the destruction of one of our monsters. So Chainlink 1 Beast, Chainlink 2 Lingaribo, and then Chainlink 3 Nocto Vision Dragon. So it just summons itself, it doesn't really do anything. And then we get to banish Beast. Druid Swarm still triggers, they get rid of our tuner. Spright Jet adds Smashers to our hand. We summon the Crow for free, and then we link into Sprind. So at this point, we're only worried about Nibiru. Sprind sends Shinobi Necro to the grave. Smashers banishes Noctovision Dragon and Blue. We link into IP Masquerena. And so far, nothing has locked us, so we can still keep playing, use Chaos Ruler to banish Necro and Pitch. And the Necro summons itself when it's banished. Into another Synchro 10. And then this time we're going for Cheng Ying. Assault Synchron summons back a banished Chaos Ruler. And they use Serenir, but our Chaos Ruler was already banished, so all they could target was a Lubellion. So there it is, Chaos Ruler summons itself, and then Cheng Ying banishes 2, leaving them with 1 monster. Now they have to draw the Nibiru with this special summon, otherwise it's pretty much over. And then red just attacks over their Serenir, they get to activate it, but it doesn't matter, and we just hit for game. So here is our Spright Synchro deck featuring this Pater. Off the bat you can tell it is pretty expensive. We've added 3 Ringo Worms, 3 Cyber Skagits, 1 Signet Mining, so we can discard potentially a level 2 monster from our hand, and then search out Cyber Skagit, and then Cyber Skagit can then bring back that level 2 from the grave to the field. 2 Ready Fusions, so we can cheat out Alvain or Sandwich depending on what we need, and of course this Pater. One thing I do like about this deck is having access to Lingaribo, which is just another trap negate, so that we don't have to just rely on Barone or even Spright Carrot to negate things like Imperm or Evenly Matched. So far, I feel like this deck has been really consistent and pretty strong, so I would definitely recommend that you try this out if you have access to the new URs. I still have one more replay to share, and it is when DJ was able to resolve Grass going first, but we were still able to play through it. So as always, thank you for watching. Until next time.